All right, so have you ever gotten that feeling like something's off? Like reality's not quite right?
Like there's something more going on behind the scenes.
Exactly, yeah. Like something the government's keeping from us.
Oh, absolutely. I think everybody's felt that at some point.
Well, today we're going deep on this feeling
Hmm.
and diving into the Montauk Project.
Oh, here we go.
This one's a doozy, so buckle up. It's a conspiracy theory so wild.
So wild it makes, what, the X-Files look tame?
Practically a documentary. We're talking time travel, mind control, psychic powers, aliens,
The whole 9 yards?
all supposedly happening at this abandoned military base.
Camp Hero, right?
Yep, right on the tip of Long Island.
Out in Montauk. Kind of spooky to think about, isn't it?
Totally. And our source material this time is, well, it's an episode of Coffee Talk with Gerson Torres. He really,
He dug into this one, didn't he?
oh, big time. So are you ready to get a little weird?
Always. What I think is so fascinating about the Montauk Project is it plays on those fears, those primal fears of the unknown, that something's happening that we have no control over, powerful forces are at work.
And we're just, what, pawns in their game.
Exactly. It's like a modern ghost story, but instead of haunted houses, it's secret government labs.
Right. And at the heart of this ghost story is Camp Hero out in Montauk.
Yeah, beautiful spot, actually, but with all this baggage.
But this isn't just some, campfire story.
Oh, no. This has legs.
It seeped into pop culture, right? Books, movies, even TV shows.
Big time. It's everywhere.
So where does this all begin? Like, where's the origin story?
Well, our journey starts in the 1980s with Preston Nichols. You familiar with him?
Vaguely, I've heard the name.
He wrote this book, The Montauk Project, Experiments in Time, and in it, he claimed he'd recovered these repressed memories.
Oh, repressed memories. So what, he just suddenly remembered working on these top secret projects.
That's what he says. Dealing with stuff that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction.
Okay, so repressed memories, secret projects, I'm already getting chills. But there's also the Philadelphia experiment, right?
Ah, yes. That's a whole other can of worms.
How does a supposed invisibility experiment with a ship disappearing and reappearing lead to all this? To Montauk.
It feels like a stretch, even for conspiracy theories, right?
A big one.
See, that's where it gets interesting. People who really buy into the Montauk Project, they suggest the Philadelphia experiment wasn't just about invisibility.
What, it was something more?
They believe it accidentally ripped a hole in space-time, a rift.
Whoa.
And they say the government, realizing what they'd stumbled on, moved operations to Camp Hero to exploit this power.
So they saw it as an opportunity.
Exactly. And that's what supposedly led to the Montauk Project.
Okay, so we've got an accidental space-time rift, secret government projects.
It's already getting pretty wild.
But what kind of experiments are we actually talking about? What were they supposedly doing at Camp Hero?
Well, let's start with the classic, shall we? Mind control.
Oh, that's a good one. It's like primal fear material, right?
Sure. There are rumors about researchers using all sorts of techniques, subliminal messaging, sleep deprivation.
Maybe even drugs to make people more susceptible.
Potentially, yeah. Anything to manipulate thoughts and actions.
It plays into that fear that we're not in control of our own minds.
Exactly. It's like, who's really driving the bus,
Chilling stuff.
Uh.
But there's more, right? What else were they messing with?
Oh, it gets wilder. We're talking time travel, interdimensional portals.
Wait, seriously? They were trying to bend reality?
That's the idea. Like manipulating the very fabric of existence.
That's some heavy stuff.
And then there are the Montauk boys. Heard of them?
I think so. Weren't they kids with, like, psychic powers?
Allegedly, yeah. Supposedly trained in telepathy, remote viewing.
Like a psychic soldier program or something.
Some believe so. Some even say they were used as weapons.
Okay, so mind control, time travel, psychic spies.
We're hitting all the conspiracy theory high notes.
But we can't forget the aliens.
Oh, right. Almost forgot about those guys.
Were they involved in all this?
That's where it gets murky. Some say extraterrestrials were part of the research, maybe even shared technology.
Like a quid pro quo. We give you a base, you give us alien tech.
Something like that. Others think the government was trying to contact aliens or even capture them.
So it's like they threw every conspiracy theory into a blender and hit puree. But seriously, is there any truth to all this?
That's a million-dollar question, isn't it? Any smoking guns? Hard evidence?
Yeah, like something concrete.
Unfortunately, not really. The main source for all this is Nichols' book, based on his, recovered memories.
And those haven't been verified.
Exactly. No hard proof, no documents, no whistleblowers.
So it's basically just his word.
Pretty much. But even though the evidence might be shaky, the Montauk Project has definitely had an impact.
Oh, for sure. Pop culture is obsessed with it. Stranger Things, for example. Originally, it was even titled Montauk.
Right. Parallel dimensions, kids with powers, shady government experiments. It's all
It's
there.
like they lifted it straight from the Montauk Project playbook.
And it's not just Stranger Things. Books, movies, video games. The Montauk Project is everywhere.
So what do we make of it? Is it all just a wild story?
It's definitely captivating, isn't it? And it makes you think.
For sure. Is there a grain of truth buried somewhere? Or are we just drawn to the mystery of it all?
That's the question I'll leave you with. What is it about the Montauk Project that continues to resonate?
Is it genuine anxiety about what the government's up to? Or just a fascination with the unknown?
Maybe it's a bit of both. I guess that's for each of us to decide.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for listening. Until next time, keep those tinfoil hats handy.